Our next speaker is Andre Gomes. Andre is a sophomore studying mathematics and philosophy. He's from East Palo Alto, California, and he's talking about the effect of Silicon Valley on gentrification. So without further ado, let's hear it for Andre.
Hello, thank you guys for coming, and thank you BCTalks for having me. So I'll be talking about tech boom and the effects on gentrification. And I think this personally, hits home for me because I've witnessed it in my community, and also as a computer science person and as a tech, I want to be involved in that field, so I think I have a unique perspective on that. So I have to keep this core in mind for the entire presentation. No snowflake in the avalanche ever feels responsible. And I just wanted to say, there's more nuance in this issue than just blaming the tech companies or blaming the tech workers coming in or blaming the government itself. There's more problems, more factors, and we should consider that. And just think about this quote throughout the presentation. And further ado, the reason why I'm choosing San Francisco is because first I was born there. I was raised in East Palo Alto Bay Area. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much, if you know Palo Alto, Stanford is in that area, but East Palo Alto is known for two things, gang violence and also IKEA. So we're home to the sweetest meatballs. But as a kid, especially starting freshman year of high school, I was very, very techie. I love robotics and engineering. That was my passion. Computer science. I just went all hands in. I'm probably going to teach my kid a computer language as his first language. Not the best parenting, but that's my kid, so it's fine. And when I do, but when I was going through learning all this, and I created the first robotics program in East Palo Alto. But as high school progressed, I looked through the other communities. I looked through Palo Alto, Menlo Park, and I looked at their schools and how they would pop out engineering students, how they pop out STEM field. And also the companies closely there, like Facebook, Google. As you can see here, that's my house. And here's a map, and Facebook is literally 2 miles away from me. And it just shows how close we were to that. But at the same time, when I reflected on my community, we did not benefit from the tech boom. We didn't see anything as compared to the opportunities given to us. We thought Facebook, for an example, would have improved our community, add more jobs to us. But we didn't see that. And as I became a junior and senior, I realized more that the tech boom did not, it did not just benefit us, but it also was detrimental to our community in many aspects. And then one experience of that, and that really let me reflect, was we have a shopping mall. We have Best Buy there. That's where we get all the electronics. That's where the community goes to get TVs, Black Friday, and we got all that. But it closed down and it became a PGA golf store. And that really took me and reflected and seeing how a store, it wasn't about the brands, but about how Best Buy, it benefited the whole community. Everyone could benefit from that. It was convenient for everybody. And how we changed it to a PGA tour, how that was only an exclusive group of people. For two people who could, for only people who could golf, and not many people in East Palo Alto golf, but how that was only for a selected group of people. And it made me question, as a society, who do we value? Do we value the mass people, even though they are not as rich as a small group of people? And with that experience, I would like to show you some numbers, so I'm not just talking about my personal experience. So the Ellis Act was a state law, a very controversial law, that mandated that a landlord can evict a tenant if he's going out of business or he's retiring. And it was supposed to be out of if someone wants to go out of business, they can freely leave. But as soon as the tech boom happened and the dot-com happened, or the dot-com and then the tech boom, it became more of a profit. So as you see, and as time passed, when dot-com happened, and dot-com, if you guys don't know, was the first major tech boom in San Francisco. It was happened in 2000, and even though 661 evictions happened due to Ellis Act, and I want to keep in mind, 661, even though it seems like a low number, these are families. Families who have an average of 4 to 5 people members. So this is not just affecting one person, it's affecting kids going to school, teachers teaching at schools, people working in San Francisco. And as we keep going for a time, in 2004, 1,500 people were evicted. And this is when Google came to San Francisco. And in 2008, it increased 175% from the previous year, where 3,000 evictions happened. And then finally, in 2014, a total of 4,000 evictions happened. 4,000 families misplaced. And because San Francisco is a limited place, as in they have expanded enough, they can't build more houses, there's more evictions than buildings being built. Once you're evicted from San Francisco, it's more of an exile. You cannot return to San Francisco, as the surrounding areas, most of them are rich areas, so there's nowhere for you to go. So a lot of people have to go back with their families back home in different states. So I just want to say again, so according to the National Low Income Housing Coalition, in order for an average 2-bedroom apartment in the city, you have to earn $36 an hour. And it puts this in perspective, and that might be perfect for a person who just hired by Google, got a bonus, and able to spend that money. But for a family who's living on minimum wage and a family of 4, even living in a 2-bedroom apartment for a family is uncomfortable and inconvenient and shouldn't be happening, especially in American society. And then as we look, 69% of these evictions happen near bus shuttles for tech. So these evictions are corresponding to the tech boom. Landlords are selling these buildings to benefit from the tech boom. And it's more of a just losing house. It's also losing community, losing the diversity, losing the culture people are coming for. Let me go back. Also, San Francisco is the largest. I mean, most people perceive San Francisco as a great place, culture, and it very is. It's very diverse. It has a very unique personality compared to other cities. But it's also the second largest income inequality in the nation of the major cities, which most people do not look at. They just look at the tech, and they look at the new startups and new companies. So here is a map of Airbnb and their purchases. Airbnb purchased over 5,000 evicted buildings and homes. And 2/3 of those purchases were of entire buildings, so entire floors of where families could be. They bought all those housings. And most of this is illegal because they convert those buildings, houses into hotels, but based on the company and how they operate as services that provide individuals with how individuals provide services for people come over and they stay. That's not considered a hotel. So Airbnb is using this as a way to exempt from hotel laws and hotel restrictions, and all this is illegal. And the problem is the government is less active in being very enforceful because they want to scare off these tech companies from the cities. They want to promote it. So they're promoting policies and doing exemptions for these tech companies so they can attract them and keep them. But as you can see, this is very detrimental. Most of these, as you can see, the red is where the most of the Airbnb bought the purchase, which is that the red is the mission district, and that's where most of Latino and African Americans live. And when Airbnb buys it, it comes from a $900 or $500 rent to a month to a $5,000 a month, which for the average family, average resident of San Francisco, this is completely unable to pay, especially most of them are on Social Security. They're unable to pay for this. And in addition, in the past, San Francisco had a policy where they were afraid Twitter would leave them, so they acted the Twitter exempt tax, or the Twitter exempt, which allowed Twitter to have a 6-year exemption for new hires, so that when hires come, they'll have to not pay tax for 6 years of the payroll. And this made the city of San Francisco lose $56 million over the 6 years, and also Twitter saved $22 million. So when you put this in perspective, you question where does the city have its value? Who do they value the most? Do they value the companies that come and bring jobs per se, or do they value the individuals who make the community, who make the culture? So I just want to, the question, is this progress? A lot of people argue that cities naturally do this. They naturally, they become attractive, so richer people come into cities, and they slowly push out low income. And you could say, does this happen naturally? Is this how cities progress? But I like to make it a little bit deeper and say what do we value in society? Who do we value? Who do we want? How do we want our cities to look like? And who do you want in it? Not just it's not just for jobs or for money. Do we want this diversity? Do we want it? And this is what San Francisco is going through, and this is what, and why San Francisco is a good case study is because it has progressed the most in this tech boom compared to Austin, Boston, New York, and we can see that happening the same everywhere else. So, and as you can see, like between 1990 and 2011, the Mission District lost 1,400 Latino households during the same period, and the black population of the city was cut in half. So this when I first learned about it, it was very appalling. I didn't know this was actually how serious it was. And when you go to San Francisco, you don't see that instantly. You don't see the immediate effects of it, but only when you go deeper and you see the evictions and what changed, like when the shops go down and new five-star restaurants go up. Do you understand what's really happening in the background, and that not everyone benefits from change? And to look at it a little bit deeper is when you look at the gender of who are these tech companies, you can see the most of the tech companies are run by men, and that is definitely both in the workforce and in the leadership, and especially in the leadership where most, if not most of them are men dominated, and over 50% are run by men. And if you take it another perspective, and race-wise, most of it are white men or Asian men, and that just changes. And if you think about that, if you project that on San Francisco, that's who's coming to. People are leaving, and people who are coming are we are selecting from a selective people with certain characteristics, and it's changing the atmosphere of San Francisco. Personally, I know San Francisco is welcoming. We welcome everybody because it's very crazy over there. We have the craziest people, but you lose that if you kick people out and you only have these rich, like predominantly rich white males who are coming in, who don't understand like the culture, the community, and the critical mass you're losing when you have these. And then if you can look at also at the .com boom, a lot of people know about that as the first really technical boom that happened, but not people know about the bust and how it crashed. And then we can really reflect on it. And how it happened was 600,000 jobs came to the Bay Area after the boom, which was and San Francisco was recovering from a recession, so it was very great for San Francisco and the Bay Area. But when the crash happened, 300,000 jobs were lost, and 70,000 jobs were lost in San Francisco. So the same loss it created. And if you look how it was created, it was a similar narrative. Young innovators came with startups. Investors put a lot of money in and expected you to be Microsoft tomorrow. And they didn't, and these startups didn't really, basically it would happen too much too fast. And not really any city can handle all this new economy. Like it's not, no city is flexible to handle all this. And if we look back at the quote, no snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible, there's a lot of factors that aside. We can't just blame the companies. We can't just blame the new innovators coming, and we can't just blame the policymakers. But at the same time, it's a collective effort. Collectively, everyone made this problem, and we're not answering the question of what do we value in society, and what do we want to see in our city. In addition, and just for us as individuals, I know as college people, we have the option. For me, it's easy to make this talk. It's easy for me to address these issues, or it's easy to go to a club or go to a discussion to talk about issues or social reform. But the problem is after graduation, when you're out in the real life and you just got this new job and you're excited about it, or you want to get this promotion, or you see someone cute next door and you want to marry them, and then you have kids. All these issues all these things that happen, you get wrapped up. You have different priorities, different things. And then you forget, in those moments, you forget the difficult questions. Who lived here before I did? What happened? Why did that shop close down? Why is the culture different? And where's the community that I was desiring gone? And I would say thank you for listening to me, and I hope you got something from it.